Hi there, this is Martin Williams here, and I'm talking to Louanne Tung, who's in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we're talking about Haritaki, and I want to find out Louanne's experiences with Haritaki. So, Louanne, away you go.
All right. Thank you, Martin. I've been using Haritaki for over 3 years, and I started using it. I'd never heard of it before until Swami Nityananda told us that we should all be taking it every single day, a teaspoon at least every day. And when I started taking it, it was like, I remember when I first got it in the mail, and I'm thinking, oh, it's this dried fruit, and it's going to taste wonderful. And I put it in my mouth, and I was like, oh, man, it's so astringent and very bitter. And I was kind of shocked. And then I drank some water, and then the water afterwards tasted like sweet spring water. So it's only a few seconds of discomfort, and then the water tastes really good. So that's your reward. But since I've been taking it faithfully every single night for 3 years, over 3 years, I have not gotten sick. And I also need less sleep at night. And before I started taking it, I have a tendency to stay up late at night. You know, all my responsibilities are in bed, so I stay up late. But if I did that too many nights in a row, I would invariably come down with something, you know, a cold or just something that I could tell my body was worn down. And then when I started taking the Haritaki, I could actually get by with maybe 5 or 6 hours of sleep every night, and maybe I'd do a short nap during the day. But I mean, 5 minutes and I would be fine again. And so there are times when I felt like, you know, maybe I've been pushing it too much, too many days, and then I'll just take a little bit in the morning, first thing, and it clears out that brain fog. And I've since experimented with drinking warm water with juice of half of a lemon. And since that's really acidic until it gets in your body and then it becomes alkalinized, I thought I put Haritaki in it because I've actually measured it's very, very alkaline. So you can buy litmus paper and spit on it and tell how your body reacts to different foods. And the Haritaki is extremely alkalinizing. So if you have a habit of eating a lot of meat or sweets or things like that, it kind of helps to undo that extra acid load on the body from those foods. And I just find that it's supposedly equivalent. We were told it was equivalent to 2 hours of pranayama because it's so oxygenating. It's called the mother of all the Ayurvedic herbs. It's known as the longevity herb. So I can attest that I definitely need less sleep, that it clears out the brain fog, and I don't get sick. So it's amazing stuff. And I've used it in a variety of other ways, too, that I think is a lot of fun to share as well.
Right. So tell me about those. What are those?
Well, because it has antifungal and antibacterial properties, that it, especially for external skin wounds, like it used to be, if I would get a cut, I would get it, it wouldn't heal right away. It would be a little bit red for a while, and it might take several days before the redness would go away, and I might put some Neosporin on it. But then what I started doing is I would take the Haritaki and just very lightly dust the wound, and the redness would immediately go away. So I found that on external cuts that it's really helpful. I've also found that I experimented with, if you have a little deeper wound, you can make a very, very dilute solution of it and put it over the wound, and that would help to get the infection out. But if you put too much, it turns into like a brick, and it'll like embed in your skin. So I found that you can't use too much. I think somebody said they can actually make deities out of it, that you can actually add water, and it turns hard really quick. So it's a very interesting powder to work with. So how I take it, can I do a demonstration?
Oh, yeah, sure. That'd be great.
So this is what I do.
Have some
Well, this is kind of the hardcore way, and I look at it as you kind of get through it quicker, but this is how Swamiji said we should take it. So I take, this is a teaspoon. I'm going to take like a heaping amount of it. So it's like, this is a half a teaspoon. I take a heaping amount. So this is a teaspoon. And what I do is he said to take it dry and put it on the back of your tongue, and then wait a few seconds for your saliva will actually flood your mouth to dissolve it. And he said that's the best way to take it. Then sip a little bit of water, swish that around in your mouth, and then swallow it. And there'll still be like a residue, and you can take it and rub your teeth with that residue,